It's your moment to enjoy the South Carolina State Fair. If you have been fiending for the fair because it was gone last year because of COVID, you are in luck. It's your moment. The South Carolina State Fair is coming to Columbia, and Nancy Smith, the general manager, is with us to tell us all about it. Nancy, first of all, congratulations for coming back.
Thank you. And we are thrilled to be back and thrilled for everyone to come and find their moment at the 2021 South Carolina State Fair.
Now, last year, of course, people may remember that because of COVID, you didn't have the fair, but you did give us our fair food fix.
We did. We had our first ever drive-through South Carolina State Fair. We had a few of the exhibits, and we also had your food. You know, food is very important for us in South Carolina.
It is.
Their food, you know,
it's all about the French fries, lady.
That's it. That's it. So we made sure you had a little bit of that. And I'll have to add, you know, everything about COVID was not negative because it went so well in October. But we decided, well, maybe we'll bring back a little bit of snippet of food fair for y'all to have just a little bit more in April. And I'm happy to say y'all came out and it was fun. You had a little bit more fair food, and we're thinking that, you know, we might even do that again next April. But
I think that is so good because I think that was ingenious because the food is such a big part of the fair experience.
It is. And, you know, you can only get it. The fair's a little bit different because we only have 12 days here. So that gives you another little avenue. So be looking on, you know, a little bit later on in next year. We might just be bringing a little snippet of your fair food back in April again. So, but
that would be great because I'm sure it was good for the vendors. I'm sure the vendors were appreciative of the opportunity to be able to come out. I mean, because look, this is work for them too. They've got jobs too.
That's a great point. I think when they came in October, you know, I tell everybody, I think one thing I will remember about the 2020 fair is, you know, how very thankful everyone was. And they were so thankful that we had the drive-through fair, and our patrons were thankful that we were there to give them, you know, a little snippet of their fair. But the food concessionaires were just so thankful because that's a great point, Trey, because for many of them, this was the first business they had all year long.
Yeah.
So everyone is looking forward with great anticipation for this October the 13th through the 24th.
Yeah, I want to mention one more thing that I thought it was so well organized. You know, there were several lines people could go through. Both times I went, well, 3 times. I went 2 times the first one and then 1 time. I mean, the lines really moved swiftly.
Thank you. And that's amazing. I think that's one thing about the fair industry. If people don't know, you know, that's one thing I love about our industry. We're not in competition with each other. We only serve to make each other better. And fortunately, the South Carolina State Fair is later in the season. So by the time all of that rolled around, other fairs had some drive-thrus, and we learned what not to do. And they were happy to share that with us. But our staff here did a fabulous job of, you know, getting that drive-thru just right. And you were able to come in and enjoy a little bit of fair food, and it was a pleasant experience for the most part. So,
well, it's so exciting that you said that it worked so well that you may try it again next year, because that would be wonderful. That would be wonderful.
Yes.
But people can actually have their fair food and their fair rides and everything else because the fair is coming. And it is your moment to enjoy the South Carolina State Fair. So first of all, it is October the 13th through the 24th, right?
October 13th through 24th. You're right. Those are our 12 days of fun.
12 days of fun. Now, what is different this year, this, you know, this new year of the State Fair? I'm sure you've got some COVID protocols in place, Nancy.
Yes, and we always say more than anything, we know that patron safety is always our number one concern, and that has not changed. We, you know, we're very cognizant of everything that's, of course, been going on with COVID and beyond. And so we are, you know, always following the latest CDC guidelines and local guidelines. We know now that there is currently a mask ordinance in effect for the city of Columbia and Richland County as well. So we are, you know, following all of that, and we will certainly continue to do that. We will have some increased hand sanitation stations throughout the grounds, and we've really tried to do some more limited contact payment options. We're really trying to encourage folks to go online or either at a Circle K store and purchase their tickets. And, they can just scan that when you come in the gate rather than having to go to the gate and purchase
Great.
the ticket. And, that's just more avenues of contact. So we're really trying to encourage that, and just, having much more signage around the grounds, everything, taking all of that into consideration. And I think it's also important, Trey, for the folks to know that, as we talked about our concessionaires a little bit earlier, they're very cognizant of all those safety concerns as well. And they've been doing fairs now, thankfully, for the last little while. And they have put all those protocols in place. And our North American Midway Entertainment is our ride provider. And, food and rides are very important at the fair. But
yeah.
I wanted to share with everyone that our ride providers actually have a pandemic supervisor in place, that they have started this early on in 2020. And they've also retained the services of a respected physician that advises them on the COVID protocols. And they will be sanitizing between rides and watching the lines. And, so throughout the fairgrounds, in all of the areas, we are taking the safety protocol into consideration this year, of course, for your safety.
Right. So, as you said, hand sanitizer. Now, are people going to be required to wear masks at the fair? Is that a requirement? I know you mentioned, obviously, we are in Richland County. The city of Columbia does have a mask mandate. You will be doing temperature checks, I see, not feeling well, self-check for COVID symptoms before visiting the fair. Will you have temperature check stations as people are coming in?
No, we will not be doing temperature checks. We are, and in answer to your question about the mask ordinance, right now, as we said, the mask ordinance is in effect for the city of Columbia. We are in the city of Columbia. Right. So right now, that will be the protocol for us. COVID's an ever-changing situation, but we are changing with that as well. What we're really, wanted people to take into consideration is, as we said, just, take your own self into consideration. And if you're not feeling well, as much as we would love to have you, we're asking people to, just take a few days off and, do the responsible thing. And for us here at the fair, we are, we just want everyone to know that we believe the very best way to protect yourself against COVID is to get your vaccine. So we just want everyone to be safe, and we are, following those protocols.
Yeah. A couple of other things that are coming to the South Carolina State Fair. You mentioned tickets, and that people can actually go online so that they can limit the amount of touch or person-to-person contact. Tickets are already on sale, and we're looking at the website now. As you said, Nancy, people can go ahead and purchase their fair tickets and their ride tickets online, correct?
Yes, and I would encourage everyone to do that. Not only is it going to be easier for you when you arrive at the gate because you'll already have your ticket, but it's save. Money. It's like up to, half off. It's a really good savings this year if you can purchase prior to fair opening, which is October the 13th. So if you purchase prior to then, it would be much easier for you. Now, you still can purchase, online, all during the fair and at your Circle K stores. But I would encourage you to do that early, as I said, through October the 12th for some really good savings for you.
Yeah, we're looking at the website now. The discount online ticket is only $10. That is awesome. And it can be used any day. Like you said, that's up to October 12th, 50% off during the fair. It is still a discount, but it's best to get it before. It's $15 again, any day the fair is open. General admission, as we see at the gate, is more, $6 to $54, $20, 0 to 5 is free, and then 55 and older senior citizens are $15. And then you've got some special admission deals. You want to talk about that? Because the lunch brunch is always a great thing.
Right. Well, opening day is the 13th, and opening day, it's just $5 admission. And that is, $5, and that's at the gate only. You can't purchase that in advance. But we open at 12 noon on the 13th, and that's a good time for that. As you said, food here again is always real important. And we instituted our lunch bunch deal quite a few years ago. So you can come into the fairgrounds on weekdays, not the opening Wednesday, because we don't open until a little bit later then, but Monday through Friday from 12 to 2 p.m. p.m. and you give us your $15, and you can come in and look at everything you want and eat buy all your yummy food. And if you exit by 2 p.m., you get your $15 back. And we did that to encourage professionals from around Columbia downtown, and it has really worked, because those of you who have been to the fairgrounds during those hours, you can see folks that maybe are not in their normal fair attire. They may have on heels and some ties, but we are, we're excited to give them an opportunity to come. So that's going to be, moving on for us this year. And, we encourage everybody to mark your calendar for the lunch bunch. So,
right. We're talking to Nancy Smith with the South Carolina State Fair. It is back and bigger and better than ever. We've been talking about the COVID protocol they have in place. And also now we're talking about the special admission deals, where if you buy your tickets online prior to the fair, you can get up to 50% off. I love that you've got this new family fun pack. I was looking at that. I think that's a great deal, Nancy.
That is. And we had several years ago, we had a family fun pack. Now we've brought it back, so that's a great savings. You can buy the family fun pack, includes 4 admission tickets, 2 ride vouchers, and then something else that we started several years ago. This will be our 3rd year to preview our Carolina Lights, which is our holiday light show in the Lexington Medical Center Fair Park. And you can get all of that, which is $176, as you can see there, for $105. So,
that's amazing. And 4 tickets, two ride vouchers, and then come back in the winter for Carolina Ride. That's a great deal.
And that promotion, if you'll notice, it goes through October the 19th. We ran that one a little bit longer. So if you forget the extra savings, before the 13th, you just hop on there and get that family fun pack. We'd encourage you to do that through October the 19th. And we're very excited about Carolina Lights. We are, it has grown a lot over the years, and we're really looking forward to even more fun this year in the month of October.
Right. And then, of course, I skipped the rides, but I want to go back to the ride vouchers. It says here that you can exchange a ride voucher for a pay one price wristband to enjoy unlimited rides, even on the weekends. That's cool.
Yep. Rides are lots of fun for people. A lot of people come to not only eat that yummy food and, of course, see all the agriculture.
That's right.
But they come to ride as well. And the discount tickets for the ride vouchers are $25. That's a really good deal. And you're right, Trey, you can exchange that ride voucher for a pay one price wristband any day of the fair, which means you put that wristband on and you can ride all day long that day. As long as your heart desires, or as long as your heart can take.
It can take it, right.
If you don't really want to ride that much, you can exchange your ride voucher for some ride coupons. So if you have some, folks that are not as much into riding, you can split that up and divvy out the coupons for the rides that they like. So you have a little choice there.
Now, I see you've got the Midway Express Access Pass, which is always cool. It gives you front of the line to ride.
That's offered through our Midway company, and that, you will get that when you get on grounds after you buy your tickets, and that's $15, and it allows you to get to the front of the line with all of the rides on the grounds here. So
that's great.
If you're a real rider, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. It is. Listen, all of this information is right here at scstatefair.org. We're on the ride and admission page. We're going back to the front, the front page. Now, let's talk about a couple of the things that we can see at the fair. Anything, the circus is back. That's great.
Yes, the circus is back. If you recall, in 2019, that was our 150th anniversary, and we previewed the circus that year. That was a big step for us. We didn't have our big grandstand area, but the circus was very well received. And I was, we were so excited about that. I think the circus kind of says what the fair is all about. We're tradition and family, and the families that came, and of course the individuals as well, but they really enjoyed the circus. And so we're looking forward to bringing the circus back. Don't worry, it will be in a new tent. And we've got some great new acts on there. Ian Garden is our ringmaster, and he's got some really exciting things for us as we preview everything this year. I can tell you that globe of death, those people do stuff I would never try. I think they're going to have up to 4 motorcycles in that thing at one time. So
Wow.
I wouldn't do it, but I'm happy that they're here helping us with that.
That's right. That's right.
And then we have, as you see, the Serena sisters. They can do all kinds of things with their body that I don't think I could do, when I was born. And the Wheel of Destiny, that's a pretty high wheel there, and he's doing some crazy stuff on that. So
we always love juggling.
That's right. Juggling's very good. And then I'm really interested to see this next one, the Upside Down Man. I think that's kind of going to throw us off a little bit. But these folks that you're seeing here, when I was reading all of their bios, it's just amazing for anyone that reads some of the bios. These families, they're, generations that have been working with the different circuses. And so all of that and more at this year's fair at your circus. And the circus, we need to let you know, is free. We'll have 3 shows a day, and I'm excited even to see our big tent. Our tent, I think we'll be the second fair to use our big tent, and it will be larger. So that will be just great, taking COVID into consideration and everything. So don't forget the circus at the fair this year.
Circus at the fair. Like Nancy said, it's free with your circus admission. 3 shows daily, 2, 4:30, and 7:30 at the South Carolina State Fair. We're talking to Nancy Smith. She's general manager of the South Carolina State Fair. It's coming back October 13th through the 24th. Some other things you want to talk about? Rides, Caroline, anything else? What else you think?
Well, I think we also have some pretty fun roving entertainers on grounds. We have a group this year called the Roving Giants. That's big stilt walkers. And one thing that's going to be pretty interesting, I'm seeing it at another fair, but we're going to have a strolling piano. So you can kind of stroll and play and sing at the same time. Folks like our entertainment. And then, of course, don't forget, we'll have our all of our oldies but goodies will be back. Carl Brunson is going to be under the Main Street Entertainment stage. People like to just sit in there and have a little food and listen to him and do a little dancing. The robo cars are back. And we're also going to have your favorites. As we said, the fair would not be the fair without the racing pigs. So Swifty Swine will be back this year. And then we're going to be having our big 75-ton sand sculpture. That will be in the Goodman building. People are always interested, to see what you might be able to find in the sand sculpture this year. So lots of those great things. And I think one thing, fair's roots, Trey, are in agriculture. We've talked a lot about all that fun food. Of course, food, has to do with agriculture as well. But I think something that I wanted to make sure the people knew about, all of our patrons are aware of, is we're not the largest fair as far as grounds go, but we've really tried to incorporate a little bit more of agriculture this year. So several years ago, we started what we called our Heritage Village, and we are bringing that back this year. We're adding a few things to it, and that's at the north end of the fairgrounds in Hampton Plaza. It's the grassy area there, and really Heritage Village just kind of gives you a little snippet of a little educational process of how America was made and how everything was done back then, and how we've progressed. But it's a real educational experience. We have an American Heritage Museum that's very interesting. There's a guy there that does tinsmithing. We'll have a wooden bowl turner. He'll be turning some bowls, the old-timey way. A potter will be there making yellowware pottery. And, we'll throw in a little bit of entertainment with Fair Winds Entertainment and like a old-timey show, a dime museum like they used to do back then. And this year we'll have broom making and leather making and some, all kinds of old crafts. That's very interesting. But this year we have something new. We have added a glass blower to the Heritage Village area. And I have actually seen what this gentleman does. And, it's so fine. I picked it up when I was at one of the shows, and I thought, this looks like plastic. It's almost so fine, but it's amazing. We're looking forward to that. I always, it interests me to see all of the talent. So that will be in Heritage Village, along with all of the other things that your South Carolina State Fair offers. I think it's important to know how talented all of you folks are throughout the state of South Carolina, because we have representation from every county in the state with our, with our exhibits, whether that's quilting or fine art or student art or those yummy baked goods that everyone enters, from flowers to everything else. And then I see, as we're flipping through there, it also would not be the fair now with our own chicken man.
The chicken man.
The chicken man is back. We cannot do it without the chicken man. And, I think this is an interesting story, how Ernest got his start at the fair. We're very cognizant of safety, as we said all along. And several years ago, there was something called avian influenza. Well, because of that, we were not able to bring any birds into our small stock area. Of course, that's where the chickens and the rabbits are.
Right.
So being the fair, we just do what we need to do, and we keep on going. So we thought, well, we can have some posters on how to do things safely. We had some things in there about how to build your own chicken coop. We didn't have to have chickens because, people have chickens in town now. We had the barnyard cackle where they could entertain you a little bit. And I thought, well, why can't we have our own chicken man? We have a chicken man.
That's ingenious.
So interesting. That's how Ernest got his start. And we
wow.
love Ernest, and he loves the fair, and we're really looking forward to Ernest coming back.
That is an interesting story. Who knew that? So from there, that's where he really kind of blew up, so to speak. He became really popular.
He did, yeah. Well, at the fair, he did. He was way popular before the fair, but I think it's interesting to see that even though Ernest is an artist, he's not in the Canty building with the fine art and the student art, but it's a perfect spot for him. He's in the small stock area where the chickens and the rabbits are. So
chickens.
I just think that's something that really makes it even more unique about your South Carolina State Fair. And I think if you see Ernest, he will tell you he loves his spot at the fair. we love having him. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of creation he's going to come up with our moments this year. So
I live near where he. I live in the 5 Points area, historic Waverly, actually, and he actually has his things set up right, near me. So I pass him every day, and my grandson loves the chicken man.
I know right where that is. House. Yes, and I have. I'm looking around in my office. I have some Ernest Lee in my office right now. So
you gotta have some chicken man.
I got to have some. You got to have your chicken man. You just can't not do it. So
this is the sandscape you were talking about. This is so amazing.
Yes, and I think the theme "It's Your Moment" will lend itself well to lots of fun things with the sand sculpture. Those folks actually come from California. I don't know how many people know that, and they have been at the South Carolina. They've been with the South Carolina State Fair for over 25 years.
Wow.
So, the fair is kind of like family when we come back, to do our things at the fair each year. We see a lot of people that we've not seen. So it's exciting for us. So.
Yeah, and you know what? I love that because it is so much more than the food and the rides. This is a great way not only to showcase local or national or regional crafters, so to speak, and bakers and all types of people, but it's just so much more to see with the South Carolina State Fair. So it's an education, it's enjoyment, it's celebration. It's so much to see.
It is. And I think tradition, you kind of hit on that too. It's just, it's a real picture of everything that South Carolina has to offer and more. In the livestock area, we have the dairy cattle, beef cattle, we have sheep and goats, and then we have the meat goats, and we do a lot with the 4-H and the FFA folks, but just so many things. It's amazing when you think about, everything that you can do at the fair, because now once you pay your admission, and if you buy that $10 in advance, once you pay your admission, there's nothing else as far as the entertainment and looking at things that you have to pay. The only thing you pay once you're inside the grounds, or you pay for your food and you pay for your rides. So when you think about, all of the exhibit buildings and, all of the shows and the roving entertainment and
Yeah.
just being able to go and look at some of those